love and light. I'd like to talk a little bit about shifting out of the survival mode of programming that ever since we were children, they've been programming us to find a career, and if you didn't find a career, you're still gonna have to find a job, and just most people are just trying to figure a way to pay their bills week by week, or month by month, and it's precisely because of this, or this is a large portion of the reason why they can't, or they say they can't, dedicate time to spiritual or philosophical pursuits. They have real things to take care of. They have important stuff to take care of. And I understand the mindset. I lived in it forever, but it's programming. It is deep programming, and not only I after waking up, one of the first things I realized was that they programmed us this way to keep us powerless, to make sure that we didn't reclaim our sovereignty, reclaim our spiritual power, to make sure we didn't wake up, so that all our spent energy was spent in this rat race, and any other energy that we had left would be spent on entertainments, or addictions, either one, mainly to cope with the misery produced in the job. Like, I honestly see the whole job situation, like especially corporations, like big corporate entities. I see them like just suffering machines, not just for all the horrible things they produce in the world, but the employees. They're all suffering. They're all in a state of zombification and boredom and miserable. And I feel like the whole thing is just dark entities feeding off it, like, yeah, give me more suffering. But I've realized something that's pretty vital, that goes further than them just taking our power, by keeping us in that survivalist mode. Not only that, they are implicating us in their karma, because ignorance is no excuse, since deep down we're all equal, and we're all divine beings, and we're all sovereign. That means we're all responsible for what we're doing, or what we're allowing to happen, or what we're complicit in. So when you work for a company that's polluting the earth, or starving children, or doing even darker things, or even just upholding and perpetuating the inequality, the financial inequality of all the citizens, which is basically all the jobs, pretty much all of corporate America is doing that. The whole system is geared for that. It was made for that. But again, you become complicit in the karma of those corporations. And see, so when they programmed us to ask, to seek a career and seek a job, instead of trying to find who we really are and what we really want to express, instead of going out into the world and finding what we love and then participating in that and putting our energy there, they automatically trained us to think about the money first of all, money and benefits. Then everybody says you want to find a job that you love, right? But that's an idealistic saying. Like, most people don't even think they can actually do that. That's like a dream, if you could find a job doing something you actually love, because most people hate their jobs. They've accepted it for the money, and that is enough to defeat you utterly. If you for financial gain, out of the belief that you need money more than anything, go out there and do something which you hate, it has already defeated you. You are telling your inner child, you are telling your soul, you are telling your true self and your heart that what it wants, the real you, doesn't matter. Only what the mind says and only what the body needs is important. The soul who chose to come here and have this experience doesn't matter at all. That's so by making us our first consideration, the money, then no one ends up doing a job that is actually in alignment with their soul, that's actually expressing anything that they love. So everyone is working for other people's ideas, other people's interests, right? And then we're not back checking. The last consideration is, okay, if I'm working for someone else, at least, right, they'll be in alignment with my soul, right? At least I'll support that person's creations. But that's not the situation at all. Most of us don't even consider what the company produces, because a lot of companies don't produce anything but misery, especially financial companies. They produce nothing. It's just sleight of hand. It's just magic. It's just taking money from one person to another. It's basically one person convincing a bunch of other people to work and then paying them less, and then those people convincing a bunch of other people to work and then them paying them less, until it finally gets down to people making minimum wage who are doing the actual work, and making nothing out of it. So to free ourselves from this system, it's not always easy, but you have to, you don't have to do it like, I'm just going to quit my job and go out in the woods. You can put your trust in your higher self and do that, and you'll be fine. If that's really what your higher self's telling you to do, because none of the material stuff means a thing. Nothing. And it's honestly only binding you from the ability to have anything you want at any time. So to move into that place of abundance, like Bashar says, you have to follow your joy, follow your passion, stay flexible, and follow your heart. You have to do things for the right reasons. You have to start doing what you want, even if the money's not there. Like I'm doing this, I'm not making any money. I've still not made a dime off YouTube. The potential's there. Maybe I'll make money one day, maybe not, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because I'm doing what I want. So as long as you do, and the money is coming. So don't get me wrong. I've got a house. My bills are paid. I don't want for anything. I live very good. I have been gifted money in all kinds of extraordinary ways. I mean, literally just given money, So it's coming, and it's coming in all sorts of miraculous ways. It just hasn't lined up in this way yet, and maybe it won't. It doesn't matter, because I always have what I need. So that's what I'm saying. The mind will say, okay, I have to get a job, and this is how I'm going to do it, and it will make a plan. But that's not how we move into abundance in alignment with the heart. We don't put any expectations there. We just do what we love and assume that we'll be taken care of. That being taken care of may look like you make $100 a day. It may look like you make $1,000 a day, but it won't matter, because once you're living in love, in abundance, you're not going to care about money at all, and you're not going to want to hold money at all, and you're just going to see it as a way to help other people. If you have extra, any extra money, no matter how much money I have, when I go out, I always give money out to people. It doesn't matter how much, because all of that is an illusion. All that's really happening is an interchange. It's just energy. Do I feel free? Do I feel free enough? If I have $2 in my pocket, I will give someone $1, because it is more beneficial to both of us. Not only have I given him something, not only have I shown him compassion or love, even though the money's not love, but if I'm giving it from the true intention, it is. It's an expression of love. But my willingness to give, my freedom with the money, allows it to flow. So then abundance flows back to you. The matrix, basically, to be plugged into the matrix is to be given a script with your life, like the way they describe it in Transurfing. And in Transurfing, what they're trying to tell you to do is change timelines, throw out the script, basically. Do something completely unexpected. Do something out of the script to break it, so that you can break into another timeline. You can cast yourself in a different part, basically. So that's the same thing. What they're talking about in Transurfing that way of transurfing your reality, that's the same thing as magic, which is the same thing as a miracle. It's all the same thing. It's all to allow something unexpected, to allow something unknown, unexplained. But to do that, you have to release control. You have to be willing to step out into the unknown. You have to put your trust in your higher self. And if you can do that, because your higher self loves you, your higher self is you. Like whenever I am my higher self, it's me. It's when I'm there, it just feels like me. Just like now, it just feels like me. Even though it's not the same me, even though this isn't the same level as my higher self, but when I'm there, I still feel like me because I'm always me. You're always you, no matter what level you're at. So I know for sure that my higher self loves me, and your higher self loves you. Therefore, you can take a leap of faith. You can jump out there and trust that you will catch yourself. It's you. You can put your trust in yourself, in your own heart. Love you.